You've got bonus time. Faith will be followed by Chuck Hall. Faith Ross, welcome back to the delegation. We're glad to have you here.
Thank you. First of all, I would like to say respectfully that I do thank you to the delegation for requesting input from our local governments. Your willingness to support Florida State Statute 189-11-3 is greatly appreciated in that it states that special districts such as OPA cooperate and coordinate with the units of local government in which they are located. So in response to Florida state law and this delegation's request, the City of Fernandina on December 1st, in the form of a resolution, respectfully requested that OPA consent to city approval before exercising eminent domain within the city limits. I agree with Mr. Phil Scanlon in that all of our courts are unique in that matrix. All of them have different issues simply because they are being represented by their local governments. There are immediate financial reasons for these requests from the city. By charter, OPA is tax exempt. Lands owned by OPA provide no tax revenue to Nassau County. Properties on Amelia Island in the city are among the highest in the county. We all lose when these properties are taken off the tax rolls forever. 65% of the tax revenue of Nassau County is generated by our 2 by 12 mile tiny island. To lose any of this valuable land places Nassau County at financial risk. Projects causing property values or tourism to decline in Amelia substantially lessens funding for schools, fire and rescue, roads in the county. 1 in 4 jobs in Nassau are tourism related. A bartender makes $60,000 a year. A restaurant server at a diner makes $35,000 a year, only working 4 days a week. The island's properties generate jobs and a $500 million economy for tourism and another $500 million in real estate. If OPA states that it never intends to use eminent domain on our island, this intent should be reflected in its charter. The city only requests consent and cooperation. Secondly, the city requested that OPA abide by city's ordinances and building codes within the city. A variance process is readily available to all. This year, the city's ordinances addressing height limits, buffers, setbacks, and historic preservation have assisted in producing $125 million in tourism tax revenue for Nassau County just this last year. The Historic District contributes heavily to this effort. In the second quarter of 2015, 67.7% of our visitors enjoyed our beaches. However, the Historic District was enjoyed by 88.3% of our visitors. These historic properties also provide higher than average property tax revenues. This massive source of county tax revenue warrants our collective protection. Why make changes now? Nassau County cannot afford to have $1 million island economy that supports Nassau County disrupted for another year with constant bickering over its archaic charter. There is nothing piecemeal about requesting cooperation from our port neighbors in the form of State Statute 189-11-3. We heard no cries of piecemeal when a charter change was made to their election process. The city's resolution in no way hampers development in other ways of Nassau County and the city, and its need for a widespread internet system. I ask the delegation, just say yes to the requested citizens' request from Fernandina Beach. We would like to ensure a continued viability of finances for Nassau County. Also, at this time, I would like to submit over 500 signatures of those people who could not come but agree with the city's resolution. I would also like to support, in addition, OPA's hand of offering us an advisory council for citizens as long as the representation is fair. Thank you for your assistance.
Pay for all.